welcome back to the RC Barn. Day 2 of the Flying King thrash here to try to get this thing framed up. It's currently Wednesday morning, so morning to you guys. Hope you enjoyed that video yesterday that I or last night that I posted. We'll probably be doing. I can't say for sure whether I'll be doing daily uploads or whatnot, but I'm going to be a few more uploads this week until I get back to work here. So anyways, where I'm at right now, I've done some prep off camera. I went ahead and made, it's here somewhere, there it is, around. I went ahead and made a template for my dihedral braces that go in the outer wing panels here. And cut a couple of them out. It called for 3:30 seconds. I actually had it. So, got a couple dihedral braces made up here. Drew the center line on there. That'll be important later. Anyways, I kind of screwed up when I built these wings a little bit, and I decided that to tack glue in the wrong spots when I put these center ribs in, because it's getting it gets 1.5 inches of dihedral on each wingtip panel, I guess you could say. And so I very carefully went ahead and trimmed all the balsa wood and the sticks back and everything. The sheeting that I got currently on the center ribs. And then very carefully with a knife I went in there and I broke the rib loose. Right now it's still drying. I just glued it back together. But that way I can put the angle in. So what I did is I went ahead, I'll show you over here. I went ahead, it's 1.5 inches. Get you in frame here. And 2x4 is 1.5 inches wide, so that's what we went with. I set this up like so. Okay, I don't want to get too close because the glue's still drying. So anyway, something like that. And you can see that if we left each plate, each rib at 90 degrees, well, we did end up with a gap at the bottom. Pretty substantial gap. You could do this two ways. You can break the ribs loose or leave them loose when you're building the wing, and then, or at least one of them, and then angle the rib the correct way with the degrees that the panel's going to be lifted up. Most kits will have like some kind of guide to set the root rib. If you got a typical dihedral, it'd be this rib, to set that at the proper angle so you don't even have to mess with it. This one, I looked on the plans, I could not find a guide to make that, so basically I made my own. And I took my, so by doing this, I took my machinist dial here. It said on the plans that it's got a 4-degree tilt to it, so at 90 it should be 94 degrees. So I set that at 94 degrees, and I kind of eyeballed it and says, yep, that's pretty close. And then, so, going to be a lot of back and forth here this morning. Sorry about that. Get you back in here. Come on, get in there. So, decided to cant the top of the rib back. This is where I'm at now. And if I set this flat with the bottom spar, that's my gauge. Now, other ways you could do this, and see, it'll be like that. Other ways you can do this is to, figure out the degrees that, if you don't have this, you can figure it out with a compass net. Get your degree that you need. Get you a piece of scrap plywood or balsa wood. Plywood works a little bit better, a little more sturdy. And then, set this flat. Put your gauge up against that and set your rib. A little bit of a pain, but we'll get there. I mean, there's several ways to skin a cat. Now this is dry. So I got this top is all loose. The leading edge is loose, and the trailing edge on the top is loose. So what I'm going to do is at each point is I will set this flat. Making sure that this thing doesn't move. And it did. You know, really tighten that down. Try to avoid that bottom spar. Like that. Then I'll tack glue the top in. Something like that. Thin would probably be alright here too. Making a hold. Yeah. Kinda. I'm gonna get my thin. I wanna kick it off. Kicker would work too. Where's my thin at? Make sure that doesn't dry while I'm waiting for this. That's about right. Right? We'll just wait for it to dry. Blow on it a little bit might help. Probably gonna edit some of this out. How does that look? It's looking good. Still not. Why is that not? It's supposed to be CA, isn't it? Instant. Where did my, there it is. There we go. Yeah, like I said, sometimes thin works a little bit better. This is going to be tricky. I'm going to call that good too. It's kind of falling into place here. Lock it into place there. That look. A lot of sanding left on these wings here. I know, boring, right? Okay, so got that done, and then need to go ahead and trim that back the upper spar here. How much glue did I get in that damn thing? Let's go to a handsaw. Almost forgot you. We'll kind of eyeball this. Remember, those are spruce or basswood anyways. What was that? I don't like weird noises when I'm sanding. Did I break something? Okay, well, let's see what this looks like. Oh, that's much better. Get you in here and show you. And see what a little bit of difference that makes. And when we epoxy this together, I mean, we'll definitely put some slight pressure inboard. And I mean, obviously I got some more cleanup to do back here, but you know, get them fit nice and flush. But this is just a preliminary fitting of the dihedral braces here. So why not have to put you back here? Yeah. So anyways, the next thing we got to do is get the dihedral brace fitted. So, and they want it right in the middle, like that, in between the upper and lower spar there. So take my freshly sharpened number 2 here. scrape some of the excess glue there. And I'm just going to eyeball this so it's kind of in the middle here. And then we gotta make a clearance here for the several cuts going cross grain here all the way down. There. Obviously that's not going to fit in there quite right. Same with the other side. Start with one brace. We're going to be a little tall on that guy too. So I'll take it over to Santa real quick and we'll knock a little bit of that off. That'll make quick work of that. There we go. Like I said, the reason you put the center line in there, get you a view here, so you can see how deep it's going. Because when you go to set this together, this is all going to be sheeted. I mean, I'll get this all sheeted and everything before I join it, so I can clamp this together and you know, let it sit overnight. And you can see by our center line there that ain't quite all the way in there because rib spacing and that. So let's see how it fits in the other side before we start making changes to this. The other thing is we want to try to maintain where the slot is left to right in the center panel so it matches up. Do something like that, and then looks like we're right there. And I'm just going to make a little pencil mark here to give me a starting point. Rinse and repeat. We'll do the same to the outer wing panel. Just several. Well, I guess you're out of frame here. Sorry. I'm just going through and scoring it. I mean, I'm not pushing, I'm just letting the blade do the work. Once I get kind of through it, I'll have to finish my ends up here. Rock it, you know, try not to try not to rip the balsa wood out of there. The better the fit, the better the joint will be. That looks a little tiny. good deal. It fits in there like that. We can still see it. That fits in there nice. Maybe the center line of the joint's a little off. Let's do it this foot here. Oh, look at that foot. You can see we got a gap there. And it looks like we need to take a little bit off to the one side there. So again, over to the sander. Sand the fit. I mean, that's sand the fit, sand the fit. Okay. Might take a little bit off the bottom of it. Okay. That looking pretty good. Let's try this again. Oh, there we go. I think the only thing we got to do now is just true up that sides. Maybe a little more off the brace. Yeah, we still got a little more to go here. Little at a time. I think I got about 1/8 of an inch to go. Better. Yeah, might have a little, might have to do a little more here. Oh. That don't look too bad to me. Little gap, but that's all right. I still got some trimming to do on the back, and obviously a whole lot of sanding. So I wanted to get you in on that, and then so I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'll do that off camera. It's looking pretty sharp. I think we might have be gluing up a wing yet tonight. Like to do that before I go to bed tonight, so I'm gonna do the same to the other side, and then I think I have to ponder what my next move is gonna be here. Take it apart. I know I want to finish all the sheeting on this before I join it, and then got a lot of sanding to do, but that's the name of the game. So I'll bring you back when I get the next step done here. All right, progress has been made. Went ahead. It took a lot of time to get those shear webs in, the cap strips, the rest of the sheeting in. Yeah, I kind of got her mocked up here. You'll see that in a second. A lot of little pieces in here to fill in these gaps and stuff. A lot of little sanding. What I ended up doing is I took a piece of 3/32, and on each wing, I actually had two different amounts. I had, trying to think, 5/8 on one side of a gap. I just measured each gap and figured out which one was most common and what was the biggest, and I sliced my 3/32 down, and then I I fit every piece into there. And then I did it the same to the left side. You're looking at the right side. So anyways, got a little mock-up here. I mean, it ain't much to look at, but yeah, I like it. I think that looks pretty cool. Yeah. Like I said, nothing's sanded. I mean, I still got, you know, I mean, sanding galore gonna go down here real soon. Got a lot of sheeting left to do. Still got to address the cockpit area, but yeah, like I said, a lot of fine tuning to get these to fit. Still got a few gaps here and there. Not that big of a deal. Still gonna have to do something. I don't know why my flaps are wider. Ain't much. And then my ones are short. I don't know what happened there. We'll fix that though. We'll address that. It ain't gonna affect how this plane flies. It's a trainer, you know. If you're off a little bit here and there, you know, it's what they make. Like I said, that's what they make trim tabs for. But boy, check that out. I like to change to the low wing. I really do. I think that's gonna look pretty badass. Excuse my language. So anyways, I'm gonna wrap today's video up here. And I didn't even measure nothing. I have no idea how square we are here or anything. So if you notice the things are out of square, I did not measure. I just started setting things on the table, and had my DeWalt over there in case it decided to be tail heavy and catch it from balancing. Didn't actually need that. But yeah, cap strips. I don't hear a lot of people talking about them. What they're for and why do we use them? Well, I only got the top side done here. But anyways, it just gives you a wide surface here. So they were, you know, some planes are designed with them, some planes are designed without them. It just gives you more area to adhere your covering to. Doesn't do much of anything. I've never read anywhere where it does anything structurally to the plane. Obviously, it's cheaper than sheeting the whole thing and lighter, and gives you that rib outline. But I went with 1/2 inch wide. I like the wider strips. I made those out of 3/32 sheet also. Just stripped the 1/2 inch widths on my bandsaw. Ended up going through, I think, 4 36-inch long 3/32 by 1/2 strips. And then I went ahead and also made myself a little checklist here and somewhat of an order of operations here so I can keep my mind wrapped around this thing. So anyways, I guess the next thing will be I'll be flipping the wing over and getting the bottom sides all buttoned up. Not much to show at this point. This is just a lot of fine tuning and you know, getting things checked off, getting it done. You know, I'm hoping that was hoping by the end of the day today to be able to set up some epoxy and get wings joined and stuff, but I'm just not there yet. So, and you can see some more gaps there in my sheeting, but or my web stripping. There again, not a big deal. Web stripping, what that does is that ties the upper spar to the lower spar and gives it an unbelievably amount of strength in the compression. What you'll hear call from time to time a D-tube wing. This is a D-tube wing because it's shaped in a D. Okay, because this is all hollow. So sheeting on the top, leading edge, sheeting on the bottom, and spar. Yeah, what do you ever want to call them? Yeah, webs. And any plane you're building, if you want to add a unbelievably amount of strength, and it doesn't call for shear webs out to the wingtip or whatever, you can always add them. It doesn't usually take much. I mean, these are 330 seconds. That's what the plan's called for. But I mean, I've used everything from 1/16 for 40 size planes. As long as they're glued there, that's going to give you a lot of rigidity in that wing. And this plan does call for them. So anyhow, I'm going to call it a night. It's been a pretty long day out here, so we'll bring it back in tomorrow and see what we can accomplish with these wings tomorrow. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.